Dino Charge, power up, go, super mega win! The intro was a little bit different, but we know what time it is of the year. It is new Power Ranger season, and it means new reviews, and I made a list. It opens up, rather than being on like Rangers or anything like that, it opens up on the bad guys and they're on their ship. And I didn't know what time setting it was set in, and all you just see is this bad guy chasing this other ship, and you're thinking, why is that happening? Why is he doing that? I don't know. We're gonna find out. So in the ship, you find out the big guy Sledge, and he is saying that he wants this ship shot down. And you've got this like Finster guy, and he's turning around and saying like, I can't do this because it hurts, and it's like a lot of electricity going through. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? Sledge comes in, bam, puts the electricity back and says like, this is what's happening. And then you get introduced to another bad guy, which I think was Fury, and then Poisolina, and that's actually quite, I like that name. I think that's really cool for a bad guy. So they explain that they want this ship taken down because of the Keeper. That he has something that they need, and pretty much like always, when you see this sort of thing, the bad guy always wants what the good guys have, but never ever gets it. So they take down the ship, and the ship crashes. When the ship crash lands, you have the intro, and thank God they've not kept this whole, like, they say their names, and it's just like, right, it's just literally, you see the characters, you hear the music is awesome, I like it. And one thing that I did notice is at the very end, it's like, Dino Charge, you see that the dinosaurs at the back are kind of blacked out, and obviously when new Rangers come in, these are gonna pop in and actually, so you can see them. And this is something cool, I like it. They're kind of teasing away before anything comes on, so you can say, yeah, those are the next Rangers we're gonna have. It kind of opens up to the Keeper kind of talking to himself, and to be honest, I find him creepy, like creepy as he could be outside your house everywhere, or he could be anywhere. I don't like it. It's just his eyes, they don't fit in. And to be honest, I would rather have Furbus as the Keeper, because talking Furbus, his dad or something, because that would be, it would fit in a lot more. It's just those eyes constantly looking at you. So T-Rex comes and he's like, I'm gonna eat you, whoever you are. But the man's like, the Keeper's like, no, don't do it. Go gather your friends, go bring it, but not the T-Rex, because that's in that time frame of dinosaurs. So it felt weird that the T-Rex was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go get my friends, I'm gonna have a party, I'm gonna have some space party and bring him closer. As the Keeper is kind of like finished talking to the T-Rex, he kind of like wanders off back to his things and finds the Energems, and they look kind of cool, to be honest. I really wish they kept them as what they were, but we're going to cover that in a bit. Then you've got Fury, the bad guy. He comes down, he's like, oh, I'm going to defeat you, Keeper, I'm going to kill you, what are we going to do? And then literally the Keeper plays dead. He's just, I'm playing dead, I'm not even going to get up, I'm not even going to do it. Eyes are closed, and Fury is about to kill him. He's like, I'm going to make sure you are dead and get you back. When he does it, he's like, oh, the Energems, what's that? And doesn't check them. What bad guy doesn't turn around and go, alright, let's learn all in there, and make sure the Keeper's dead. Stick my sword through him and kill him. You kind of think that most bad guys would check, but this one doesn't, so he kind of falls into this category. And maybe Goldar and Rito wouldn't check. But essentially, he just literally picks it up and goes, well, I'm going to leave you now, Gatekeeper, and I'm going to go back to my ship, or my boss's ship. Woo! Fly, kind of teleports, so it kind of cuts, and the Keeper just opens his eyes as Fury's walking off, and it's just like, okay, that's really creepy. At least it wasn't one eye. If it was one eye, I'd be like, yeah, this shouldn't be on a kids' TV show. It switches now back to the ship, and you've got all the monsters kind of like trying to get out, and it kind of reminded me a lot of Time Force, and I would have liked it if they put an X-Borg somewhere in there. Somewhere noticeable, but kind of not noticeable in a way, so kind of like there, but like behind a monster. I don't know, somewhere in there, and I think it would be kind of cool to actually have a reference to Super Megaforce, because we don't know how old Armada is or anything like that. With it also having like kind of a Time Force theme, you had the episode name, which is Powers from the Past, and then you had Force from the Future, so it's kind of a nice way of saying, hey, look, this is one episode, and they kind of maybe intertwine. Because we all know that all the Power Rangers intertwine anyway. Literally, you have Poison-Eater and Sledge, they're arguing, they're talking, and she's like, I want to get married, and he's like, we've got enough money, I can be the most richest bounty hunter in the world, and I can definitely be that person for you, we can get married, maybe. And she's like, no, we're gonna get married. And again, this kind of made me think of the Lord Zed and Rita kind of story, where you did have like Rita putting in a potion to kind of make Lord Zed fall in love with her, and that it was a nice kind of like remembrance. If it wasn't, it just made me think that, and that's what I like. I like it when an episode makes me. Fury then cuts in and says, hey, I've got the Energems for you. You can have them, dear sir. Hands over, and then when it opens, it's a bomb. Now, this kind of made me laugh, because it's like, why? You would check before you go, I'm gonna go on a spaceship, I'm gonna get on there, and then I'm gonna give a present, but I might as well check inside first, just to see what happens. Nope, just literally goes, there you go, boss. Enjoy. And then Fury gets pushed back into his space capsule and sent back down to Earth, which is something kind of weird, but again, I would kind of think in a way that when Sledge turns around and says, Keeper, I'm going to get you, it's not, it's actually Sledge going, I want this for myself, I'm going to destroy you and I'm going to stop you where you are. So then it cuts off and you find out that Sledge's ship is carrying asteroids, and apparently asteroids, or meteors, whatever, are the best things in the world, and it sends it down. Now here's a question for you guys. When the asteroids hit, that's pretty much it. You know, you've got the end of Earth, effectively, you know, where it wipes out the dinosaurs. Would you say that it was Sledge or the Keeper that did this? I'm kind of 50-50 on it, because Sledge is the one who had them, but then it was the Keeper who gave him a bomb. Which one do you think? Put your comments down below. Before the meteors hit, or no, the asteroids hit the Earth, you have the Keeper keeping up everything, opening and saying, that these are the 9 Energems that you've got to keep safe, and he gives them to the dinosaurs and they become part of the dinosaurs. So it's nice saying, like, you know, if you didn't watch Q Ranger, that you have 9 Rangers coming up, and I like this. It's like giving you a sneak peek beforehand and actually saying this is going to happen. It's not going to be cut from the rest of the thing. Bam, you have all these Rangers. So we're going to see a lot of actors. So now we have the Red Ranger. He is looking at the dinosaurs, and you can tell he really likes dinosaurs, because he starts asking questions. He's knowing things in a book that he's got, and then he interacts with other Rangers. Now this is something kind of cool. Like, I've noticed through Samurai and through Megaforce that the actors were kind of towards each other at times, and this just kind of felt right for some strange reason. It's nice when that happens, and you just think, oh yeah, it's cool. But they didn't know about each other. Well, obviously don't know if they're Rangers yet or not, but this is something that's going to come up. But you find that the Red Ranger is kind of, I don't know, nice. Now it turns around to enter the Black Ranger and then enter the Pink Ranger. You've got the Black Ranger, I think he's going to be kind of a ladies' man to some degree, and then the Pink Ranger is kind of klutzy, which is kind of nice. It's nice to see her. You find out that she really likes dinosaurs, and that her favourite one is the Triceratops, and that she meets the other Rangers, and this is where you meet Koda, the Blue Ranger, and he doesn't really say anything to begin with. He just basically grabs a burger. So Shelby literally says, like, hey, if I can come on a dig with you, can I, you know, I'll give you this burger. And Koda just goes, mwah, and just grabs it. And she asks a question, he's like, what? And then you kind of hear his first line, but it's kind of muffled from this burger. Again, she meets, I think we're going to see there's a Purple Ranger later on. We meet this, like, kind of like, it could be a mentor, well, kind of the teacher or boss of this dig, and she's saying, like, no, you can't come with us, Shelby. You have to stay here and go do your job and work in the restaurant. And you kind of think that she's going to be the character that you're not going to like, and then you're going to warm up to her much, much later. With this professor knowing who Chase and Koda are, it's like, does she know about the past, like Koda being a caveman? With this being kind of like Koda and Chase being in it, you kind of think of like, well, hang a minute, you know, does she know of Koda's backstory, of him being a caveman? It's going to be like kind of bring things up, and it's going to make things interesting, and that's why she only wants them, the experts, she says, actually on this dig. So you kind of think there'd be more people, but she's only chosen 2, so you know that something's up, and you know that they're going to be transporting stuff later. Shelby is kind of like, okay, I'll kind of hang back. As soon as the truck goes off and they go into the dig, she jumps into the back and hides. So it kind of reminded me of something like Indiana Jones type thing, where it's like, I'm going to hide away and you're not going to know where I am. Then cuts to like the Red Ranger arriving on the scene, and this is what kind of made me go like, really? He then says, oh, this is the cave where this book has led me, this is where I need to go. And he goes in, and there's lava on the floor. And you think, if there's an actual active lava around, you kind of think it'd be all sealed off and not just left open for anyone to walk in. What happens if like a kid or something wandered in? You'd be like, what the hell? Oh, there's lava. That kid's not coming back ever. But you kind of think that they've not kind of like sealed it, or kind of like made it that there's at least a rope or something saying no entry or something. So the Red Ranger's in there, he hears noise, monster comes running out of nowhere, and he destroys a T-Rex bone head or something, because he literally pulls like this bone off the wall and he's like, come on, you can't beat me. And then suddenly he realizes it's part of this dinosaur and he finds an Energem and he doesn't know what it is. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna hold it. I've noticed this with humans, it's like, I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna touch it and I'm gonna have it. It might kill me, it might make me a superhero, it might do something completely different, but I'm just gonna touch it anyway. Now it switches back to the kind of the dig, and you see Shelby turning around and saying like, whoa, maybe if I turn around and here, they'll give me a job on this dig. And I'm like, does that work? Does it mean if I went into the Power Ranger set and actually put on a suit and was just like, oh, maybe they'll make me a Power Ranger, or in any other job? No. So she's kind of like hoping for the best, and I kind of commend her for it. I like it. But then she sees this bad guy and he's taking the chest and he's like going, oh, I'm gonna run off with this. But it's the way he ran this made me laugh. It's not like he's running really fast. It's like I'm just nonchalantly running off going la 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 la. And like when you look at his cape, it's like it doesn't move anything. Now she stands up and she starts shouting to the other Rangers. She's like, Coda, Chase, there, he's running off, and they just don't hear her. And you think that if you saw some girls standing up, like waving and then shouting, you'd be like, oh, whoa, shit, there's someone over there. Nope, just literally she runs after him and takes him down. She steals the box and literally the monster's like, you can't steal from me. Be like, hang on, you stole from me technically and I want this back. So she, you know, it's literally just kind of like, oh, you know, you're not. I think he then fires a blast at her. She kind of dodges, or basically bad guys are really bad shots. And then the Red Ranger comes in, just out of nowhere, just on a rope, just boom, distracts and hits the monster, I think, and then that's it. He's then turning around and kind of pulling out some moves, and I like the fact that he just pulls a banana, then his pants, but he's not like, oh, I'm gonna put it back, and she's like, really? Your pants? And he's like, yeah, and then pulls out a spade, and as the monster's going boo, 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 with his hand blasty things, he's deflecting it. Maybe his spade is a lightsaber. This box opens, and then you got the pink rain. Oh my god, like. Then the pink Energem comes out. The monster then freezes them, and he's like, oh, it's frozen. And you kind of think he would just let it go afterwards. The Energems kind of break the ice, and then kind of fuse. It looks like they fuse because you see this really lovely effect. I actually love that effect. I think it's probably the best one so far I've seen in the series of this. No, so this is the kind of like effect which looks really cool, and it infuses them, and it's just like there's a T-Rex and there's a Triceratops, and then literally they get the fossilized guns, and oh my god, they look really, really, really cool. As I said, really a lot. They pop the batteries in, and then again they fire one blast off, and then they do, without knowing, they kind of spin their little thing to transform, and when they both fire, like the effect of the Q Rangers thing comes out and then transforms them into Power Rangers. And that is the first time you see a Ranger series that doesn't focus on a core team all coming together for once. You only have two Rangers, and they team up, they fight, and they're like, wow, this is amazing. Pretty much a very, very nice fight scene. It reminds me a lot of the Disney era. As they're fighting and stuff like that, suddenly a T-Rex comes out of nowhere, the Rangers demorph, and you kind of think the T-Rex is going to eat this guy and go, I'm going to eat you! But no, it just throws him off, you know, to come back another day. And that's pretty much it. They say like, wow, look at this, you know, I can't believe we're that, blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly, the most weakest thing I've ever heard is you've got Coda and Chase driving off, and you just hear Shelby just going like, Coda, Chase, wait up! Like literally not even shouting or doing anything, and then like she turns around to the Red Ranger and goes, hey, guess what? You know, do you have a ride here? He's like, I do. And then they start chit-chatting, saying like, oh, you know, who is this? You find out more about the Red Ranger and stuff like that. I can't remember his name at the moment, but you find out more about him, and then suddenly you got Fury coming going, I can smell Energems! And that's it. That's pretty much the first episode of Dino Charge, and yeah, I liked it. This is now my thoughts on it. It's nice to see still some elements of MMPR, hence the kind of love relationship between Poisonita and Sledge. Then also again, the whole thing of not having the same music constantly. Thank you! We already heard it from the app, but it's nice to actually see it on screen and having like their names being shouted out and stuff like that. So I'm glad that they took that out. We've been waiting for this for such a long time. It feels like it's going back to kind of its roots, back to where Power Rangers was. Monsters, like the kind of bad guys, at first apart from Poisonita and Sledge, they seem a bit kind of They don't mix together, but again, this is the first episode. We can't really judge properly until we see a lot later. And again, you have that silly character that's like, oh my god, I can't do this. And you're thinking, why would you have them in? When the Rangers come in, they don't seem wooden, and thank you to the new writing team, or the old writing team, or anyone on that team that's new. I know Judd is back on the team. They just feel like kind of flowy, and it doesn't seem like they're kind of wooden. I did like some of the acting from the previous Rangers, but this one just seems kind of a nicer flow, nicer interaction with them. As I said, the keeper weirds me out, and I don't know, I think again it is his eyes, but it just doesn't seem natural. It just feels like he is shocked constantly, or he's just literally just being poked constantly. He's like, I didn't like it. I'm hoping this is not going to be like the mentor who tells everyone about the Energems. I hope it's someone else, or he has a different form. I'm really hoping this. But yeah, it reminds me of Lario, and just hoping it's not gonna... I just really don't like his eyes. The keeper freaks me out. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to come up with this series. I have to say, still like the first episode of Super Mega Force. I like what they did with that one, and again, Dino Charge is... with Dino Charge, it is good. I'm looking forward to it, and it has got me excited for the next episode, and I just hope it's going to continue to be a good season. So far it's got strong points. I liked it, I laughed, I could watch it again and again and again, and I wouldn't get bored, and it has a lot of interesting kind of story straight away off the bat. So did Super Mega Force. I just liked Super Mega Force, the opening episode. I thought it was quite cool. It's really nice to see, and it's never been done before, where it has 2 opening Rangers and not a core team. This is something that made me think, I think this is cool. I like this, something different, and it's kind of impressed me, and it's made it stand out more than anything. You didn't have a lot of Sentai footage to begin with, so it was all kind of just normal fighting, which to me was something different. Like, it reminded me of the Disney era, and I like that sort of thing. So it's not like they're heavily relying on Sentai footage right now. I mean, since it's like episode 1, and we could find out what's happening later on. But again, I'm looking forward to the season a lot. Also, the cave, it's just, there's lava open and nothing to kind of like seal it, no door, no glass, nothing just to kind of lock it so anyone can walk in and just fall in the lava. But it's funny when like the Red Ranger's like, oh, I'm gonna have to step really carefully on this, and then just like runs it because he doesn't see it. So it kind of like, but in all, I like the series. I think it's going to be a very good one, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, if they're going to introduce like the next 2 Rangers or all of the Rangers quite soon. And I reckon we're going to see when it comes to Super Dino Charge that you're going to see more of the other Rangers come in. So it's going to be fun to watch it. I like what they've done. I like the fact that, it's a good episode so far, so it's definitely worth watching. So do you think it's going to be better than Samurai, Super Samurai, Mega Force, Super Mega Force? So yeah, tell me what your thoughts are on Dino Charge. As always guys, thanks for watching. If you've liked this video, like, favourite, comment and subscribe. Check out all the other videos we've done, as well as the Yatta Games channel. We're going to be doing the Dino Charge stuff every week now when it comes out, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing. So, and as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in a bit.